Next on Unexplained Mysteries, new developments in the ghostwriting case.
I guess I was a little curious and I said, well, can you take a picture?
A psychic makes a disturbing revelation.
Peter James told us about a dead body that he claims is buried under the house.
The message that changed a young man's life.
All of a sudden, on the side of my face is the word try.
And we'll reveal more secrets about this remarkable haunting.
Whatever is on the Polaroids, it is their way of saying, pay attention, this is how we're communicating with you.
I didn't believe in ghosts for the longest time, and my experiences have taught me differently.
It's bigger than what anybody could ever imagine.
And finally, we'll dissect the evidence in our UNX report on Unexplained Mysteries. Unexplained Mysteries, Extreme Hauntings. When Peter James first arrived at the house of John Huckert and John Matkowski, he was skeptical that an entity was using Polaroid film to communicate.
In all of my years of delving into the paranormal world, I have never seen an entity present itself in that fashion. But I will say that all things are possible, and perhaps this is something new that I have never encountered.
After visiting the house and seeing the pictures for himself, James is convinced.
Whatever is on the Polaroids, it is their way of saying, pay attention, this is how we're communicating with you.
Peter left the house with several clues to the source of the haunting.
Well, one of the times Peter James was here, he suggested that we dig in the yard. I'll show you where. It was over here. He said that if we dug right here, we would find something significant.
What they unearthed was a long crypt-like object.
We don't know what it was for, but he was right. If we dug here, we'd get something.
Another one of Peter's predictions may explain the vortex he felt in the living room.
And I got that tingling sensation right now. And it's also very cold here. It's almost like one would stand on a foot massager and feel the energy coming in from your feet, through your feet, from the floor, and it's going through my entire body.
Peter James told us about a dead body that he claims is buried under the house. And in here is where the body supposedly is buried, right over here. Near the TV set is where there's supposedly a dead body buried under the floor. We've had a number of psychics come in, and they've brought in magnetometers and different kinds of instruments. And whenever you take it over that spot, it goes off the scale.
And then the photograph stopped. The entity known as Wright remained quiet for almost 2 years, until one day, a friend came over.
I guess I was a little curious and I said, well, can you take a picture? And John says, well, we've taken pictures before, and it hasn't been around, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2 years. And I said, oh, well, let's just take a picture of me and see what happens.
We took a picture, and next thing you know, it started talking again.
And all of a sudden, I see all these, as the picture develops, there's all these white lines all over my face. And we're looking at it, and I'm all like, wow, this is pretty cool. All of a sudden, on the side of my face is the word try.
But this time, the messages were more detailed and more personal.
Some people have very unique experiences here, very personal experiences, and it has changed many people's lives. They've actually restructured the way they've approached their lives after experiencing what's going on in this house.
But no one's life has been touched more than Noel's.
And I did ask him if, you know, what he was. I mean, what are you? I mean, are you a guardian angel? You know, and he came back with the words, God's light.
And he talks about Noel a lot. Noel's very important to him.
It says more to me because I guess I'm the youngest of the three, and I probably had the most growing up, so it had a lot to do with just life in general, and it just would guide me in kind of like a spiritual way.
And it's supportive and friendly and occasionally a little surprising and maybe a little frightening, but nothing I want to leave.
There have been many theories about why this is happening, but John and Noel have stopped looking for answers.
We've heard everything from ley lines to vortexes to energy streams that enable him to be able to do it at this particular location, whereas he possibly can do it in other places, but for some reason it's happening here.
It's so hard to explain. It's almost like something that you have to experience for yourself.
The modern scientific mind has always dismissed the existence of ghosts and spirits, even when faced with the evidence.
There's a lot of fraud in this. There's a lot of imagination. There's a lot of wishful thinking.
There will always be skeptics.
I've seen this old man standing over near the couch, and then when you look and blink, it's not there anymore.
We've analyzed the photographs.
So it's certainly possible the film can capture an image that cannot be seen by the human eye.
We've seen the ghost writing happen before our eyes.
I've always thought of what Wright does is sort of like a lighthouse that's sweeping by, and if you get caught in that moment when the beam sweeps by you, then you catch something on film.
It's made me a better parent, that's for sure. Made me a better friend.
The potential here is really unlimited.